doubt you can ask me. If you have any doubt, you can message me now. If you all having, if you are having doubt, you can message me now. Okay, what is the function of fixed jaws of vernier caliper? See what is the function of fixed jaw. Just you look at the vernier caliper here. See, this is the vernier caliper. Now, if we have a fixed jaw here, then this part will not move. Okay, this jaws means these two jaws will not able to move. Okay, and the remaining two jaws are, these two jaws cannot move because they are fixed. Okay, and remaining two jaws can move. That is what, these are movable jaws. Okay, on the movable jaw we have a vernier scale. Okay, so what is the purpose of this fixed jaw? The fixed jaw help us to hold the object properly. Okay, or to adjust the size of the object. Like if I have to adjust the larger diameter of the cap, what I have to do? Like this much cap diameter is there. What I will do? I will move this jaw. Okay, and I can adjust the diameter of the jaw with the help of movable jaw, and the fixed jaw will help us to fix the object. Okay, it is like if one jaw is fixed, then we can easily adjust the object. If both are moving, then it is difficult for us to adjust the object between the jaws. That is the reason why we have to have one fixed jaw, another movable jaw. Okay. Did you understand this or not? Any other doubt you are having, you can ask me. Yes, x power 0. X power 0 is 1. Okay. The dimensional formula of x power 0 will be m0, l0, t0. You have to understand one point that all the numerical constant like 1, 2, 3, 4, all numerical constant like 1, 2, 3, any numerical constant is there, they are dimensionless. Means m0, l0, t0. Okay. Positive and negative are in which vernier caliper or in a screw gauge. Positive and negative are in which vernier caliper or screw gauge. Kaniska. In which instrument you want me to explain positive and negative are? In vernier caliper or screw gauge? Okay. Simple. Okay, I'll explain both the both the errors. Okay. Now see, just look at this figure. If you look at this figure of vernier scale, now these two jaws are in contact. You can see here the two jaws are in contact or not. These two jaws are in contact. Now, if the jaws are in contact, it means that it is not measuring anything. It is not measuring anything. Fine. So, if the jaws are in contact, which means we are not doing any measurement in the vernier scale. Now, look at this figure. This is the perfect vernier scale. If you look at the perfect vernier scale, see the zero of the vernier scale. This is the zero of the vernier scale is on a straight line, or we can say it is coinciding with the main scale 0. We can see here or not. This is the 0 of the main scale. This is the 0 of the vernier scale. Now the 0 of the vernier scale and main scale are exactly coinciding. So this instrument will have no error. No zero error. Okay. It will have no zero error. Why it will have no zero error? Because the vernier scale 0 is coinciding with the main scale 0. Which means this is the perfect instrument. Perfect instrument. Okay, but there are possibilities that when the jaws are in contact, when the jaws are in contact, see, wait, just wait for a minute. Okay, so it is possible that when the jaws are in contact, okay, so this is the main scale. Okay, so top one is the main scale. Okay, and bottom one is the vernier scale. Okay, okay, so this is the main scale reading. Okay, on black one is the vernier scale. Now this is for a there is possibility that when the jaws are in contact, when the jaws are in contact, the zero of the vernier scale will not coincide with the zero of the main scale. Now, if the zero is on the right side, this is the zero of the vernier scale. This is the scale zero of the main scale. Okay. If zero of the vernier scale is on the right side of the zero of the main scale, then this is known as positive error. Positive error. Okay. Now, after this situation, there may be there will be uh, some part of the vernier scale or some division of the vernier scale which will be coinciding with the main scale. Let us suppose that the fourth part, one, two, three, the fourth part of the vernier scale is coinciding with the main scale. Now, in that case, the positive error will be equal to the coinciding part, that is fourth, into least count of the instrument. Okay, fine. This is the positive error. Now, when this positive error will come, when the jaws are exactly meeting like this. When the jaws are exactly meeting, the zero of the vernier scale is on the right side of zero of the main scale. Then this is the positive error. This is the positive error. Fine. Negative error in vernier scale. See, negative error means if this is a scale, this is a scale like this. Okay, fine. Here we have zero. This is the zero of the main scale. Fine. Now the zero of the vernier scale is on the left side of zero of the main scale. Okay, this is the main scale. This is the vernier scale. Now we can see the zero of the vernier scale is on the left side of zero of the main scale. Now this is the negative error. This is negative error. Negative zero error. Okay. Now how to find the value of negative zero error? Now we have to look at which part of the vernier scale is coinciding with the main scale. Let us suppose that seventh part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh part of the vernier scale is coinciding with the main scale. Then negative error will be equal to 7 into least count. Okay, that is how we find the negative error. Fine. Yes. Okay. So that is what negative error in the vernier scale. Now, whenever we are measuring. Okay. Now, if I use this instrument to measure anything. Let us suppose I'm getting measure value as something as whatever measure value we are getting, like 3.28 centimeter, with the help of this instrument, with the instrument which is faulty. Okay. Now that this measured value will not be the exact value now. Now to find the exact value or true value, TB is the true value. That would be measured value minus positive error. Minus positive error. Fine. So the true value or the exact reading when a positive error is there, that is measured value minus positive error. In the case of negative error, true value will be equal to measured value plus negative error. Negative. Okay, that is the case of screw gauge. Sorry, vernier caliper. Fine. See, measured value will be in the question itself. You will get the value of measured value. Okay, like I have done some questions. You can read the questions carefully. Like this question we have done. ITJ question I have also explained to you. See, like this question. Just look at this problem. Now, first of all, this first statement gives us what? The main scale of vernier scale reads in reads in millimeter, which means one main scale division is equal to 1 millimeter, and its vernier is divided into 10 division. Means how many divisions of vernier scale are there? 10. Okay. Now, in 10 division, ninth division of the main scale is coinciding with the 10th division of the vernier scale. So the least count, to find the least count of vernier scale is one main scale division minus one vernier scale division. Okay, main scale division value we know, but we don't know vernier scale division. To find vernier scale division, we have to use this concept. Which part is coinciding? Ninth division of main scale is coinciding with 10th division of a vernier scale. So 9 into value of one division of main scale, that is 1 millimeter, should be equal to 10 into x. X is what? X is the vernier scale division. Okay, or one vernier scale division equal to x. So from here we get the value of one vernier scale division, that is 0.9 millimeter. So what is the least count of this instrument? That is 1 millimeter minus 0.9 millimeter. This will come at 0.1 millimeter. Is the least count of the instrument. So that is how we can find the least count of this instrument in vernier scale. No, we are not assuming anything. Here they have given to us that main scale reads in millimeter. Means one division of vernier scale is 1 millimeter. They have given in the problem. I am not assuming anything in this case. Okay. They are giving that it is reading in 1 millimeter. Okay. Fine. Understood. Parallax method I will explain. Let me explain first this main scale, this error. Then I will go for parallax method. Okay. It is not Pidox method. It is parallax method. Okay. Fine. Now read the second line of this equation. When the two jaws of the instrument touch each other. Now what they are telling you. Now this whenever this statement comes, when the two jaws are touching each other, which means they are asking you to find the negative or positive error. Okay. So when the two jaws are in contact or touching each other, then the seventh division of the vernier scale coincide with main scale. Means seventh division is coinciding with main scale, and zero of the vernier lies to the right of zero of the main scale. Now draw here. See. Now next line they are telling us when the jaws are in contact, the zero of the main scale. This is the zero of the main scale. The zero of the vernier is on the right side of zero of the main scale. So here is the zero of the vernier scale. Now when it is on the right side, which means what? Which type of error it is? When it is zero on the right side, it should be positive error. Okay. And what is the value of the positive error? The value which we will get from this line. 7th division of the vernier scale coincide with the main scale, which means 7 positive error will be equal to 7 into least count. Least count is 0.1. Means positive error will come at 0.7 millimeter. Understood? Fine. Yes. So we got second statement. From second statement we got a positive error. Now third statement. Now read more. When we are measuring the cylinder tightly placed along the length between the two jaws, the zero of the vernier scale is slightly to the left of 3.2 centimeter. See, if you draw the figure here, this was the main scale. 0 of the one year scale is on the left side of 3.2 centimeter. Now, first of all, whenever you have to see the 1 year scale, you have to look at the the reading which is exactly on the left of 1 year scale. Okay. Now you look at this reading. Now you look at this reading here. See, this is 0 of the 1 year scale. Okay. The value of 0, we have to look at that main scale reading, which is exactly on the left side of 1 year scale. So on the left side of 1 year scale, what is the reading? 3.1 centimeter. Now this will be your main scale reading. So main scale reading will come as how much? 3.1 centimeter is the main scale reading. Okay. Now read more. Now they are telling you when we are measuring cylinder, the main scale reading is 3.1 centimeter and fourth 1 year division coincide with the scale division. The fourth 1 year scale division coincide with the main scale division. Which means what? What is the 1 year scale reading now? 1 year scale reading is 4 into least count. Now what is the least count of the instrument? 0.1. Okay. Now what is the measured value? Now this is the measured value. From this statement to this statement, we will get the value of measured value. So measured value will be main scale reading, that which is 3.1 plus 1 year scale reading, that is 0.4 millimeter. Okay. One mistake I have done. One mistake I have done. Here it is in centimeter. You have to convert in millimeters. So it should be 32 millimeters. So main scale reading is 32 millimeter plus 1 year scale reading is 0.4 millimeter. So main measured value will come as 3.32.4 millimeter is the measured value. But this measured value is not true value because we have the error here, positive error. So the true value will be equal to measured value, that is 32.4 minus positive error 0.7. So answer will come as 31.0 centimeter. That is the way we are finding the 1 year scale. Okay. Understood? Okay. I hope you understood how we are getting 1 year scale reading. Okay. Fine. So in the question itself, you have to read the question carefully and then get the information from that question, what they are trying to tell you, and then you can get the answer from there. See, one thing more, in our subject, you have to imagine a lot. Okay, without imagine, you cannot do that. That is the first thing. You have to imagine and you have to apply the concept. My way of teaching is to not, I will not give you any formula to you to remember. You can see that whenever I will teach you, I will not give you any formula. In NEET, most teacher will give you the formula. I won't give you any formula, but I will make sure that you can do all the problem without using formula, without using any formula. Because you are the NEET student, you have to learn more in biology and other subject. You don't have to remember formula in my subject. Okay, fine, understood. Now, screw gauge. Screw gauge, I explained to you the screw gauge. Okay. See, in the first statement, which first statement you are telling me? In which question? That is what the difference in one main scale division and one year scale division is least count. So least count is one main scale division minus one year scale division. Last question. What we are asking me? So okay, I'll explain. I explain you this fourth question again. Okay, just 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 give me some time. Okay, wait. See, now I will explain you about the error in the screw gauge. Now, if you think of a screw gauge, the screw gauge figure would be like this. See, in the question itself, you will have to give the figure would be given like this. Okay, so you have to understand this figure. This will be your main scale. Okay, this will be your main scale, and this would be your circular scale. This is the circular scale. This is the main scale. Like this, it would be there. Okay. Fine. Okay. This is the main scale. This is the vernier scale. Okay. Now, now if you look at this figure, if we look at this figure, the exact figure of screw gauge, where was the figure? This was the figure. Okay. Now, if you look at this was the anvil. Okay. This was the spindle, or we can say that these are the stud. We can say these are the studs of screw gauge. Studs of screw gauge. Now, when the stud of screw gauge are in contact like this. Okay. See, when this stud is in contact with the screw gauge with other end like this. Okay. If it is in contact, which means what? It means that the screw gauge is not reading anything. There is no measurement done by the instrument. Okay. So when the stud are in contact, then there is no measurement done by the screw gauge. Okay. Now, if that is the condition, when the studs are in contact, then it is expected that a perfect instrument has the zero of the circular scale coincide with the reference line. This is the reference line. Okay, you can look at the reference line here. See, see, in this main scale reading, if you look at this main scale, this straight line which is drawn is the reference line. Okay, fine. So for a perfect instrument, it is expected that the zero of the circular scale or the screw gauge should exactly coincide with the reference line. This is the reference line. And if this condition is there, you can see the zero of the main scale like this. You will only see the zero of the main scale, and the zero of the vernier scale is zero of the screw gauge is coinciding with the reference line. Then this instrument will have no zero error. No zero error. Did you understand this point or not? When the studs are in contact, okay, then the zero of the circular scale should coincide with the reference line. Now if it is not coinciding, then there can be two possibilities. Either zero can be above the reference line or it can be below the reference line. The two cases can be possible. If the instrument has error, then there can be two possible cases. Okay, there can be two possible cases. Fine. So this was the reference line. This is a circular scale. We have to look at zero here. Fine. Now, if that is the condition, if zero is above the, if zero is below the reference line, so if the studs are in contact and zero is below the reference line, then this will be your positive error. Positive error. Now, when zero is below the reference line, some division of the screw gauge will be coinciding with the reference line. Let us suppose that 10th part of the circular scale is coinciding with the reference line. Then the positive error will be equal to 10 into least count of the instrument. Now, how to find the least count of the screw gauge? Least count of the screw gauge is the pitch by number of divisions. Now, pitch would be given in the exam in the question itself. Number of division would also be given in the question itself. You can easily find the least count. Okay, so least count we can find from these two data. Positive error is when the zero of the reference line circular scale is below the reference line, then some division of the circular scale will be coinciding with the reference line. You have to look at that division which is coinciding. So here 10 is coinciding. So 10 into least count. Okay. Now second possible case is okay. Second case is that the zero of the circular scale is above the reference line. Okay, zero is above the reference line. This is the zero of the main scale. Now, when it is above the reference line, some part of the reading could be coinciding with the reference line. Say 95 part is coinciding. Okay, this scale has 100 division, so 95 was coinciding with the reference line. Now, how to identify for negative error? Negative error is identified when the zero of the circular scale is above the reference line, then it is a negative error. When it is below, it is positive error. Okay, so from the question statement, you have to understand whether it is negative error or positive error. So if zero is below the reference line, positive. If zero is above the reference line, negative. So this would be negative error. Okay. Now, what is the value of negative error? So, in screw gauge, negative error is found by number of divisions. This is the formula, okay? Minus coinciding division into least count. Okay. So, number of division in this scale is 100. Coinciding part is 95 into least count. Means 5 into least count. Okay. This will be a negative error. Understand? This is how we find the negative error. Yes. 100. No, no. See, I have given you this example, okay? It is not that 95 will be coinciding. It can be 99 can be coinciding, 98 can be coinciding, it can be 92 can coinciding. So negative error we have to. So this, see, you are asking me why 100 minus 95. Okay, 100 is the number of division. It is given in the problem itself. Number of division would be given in the problem itself. Fine. Understand? Negative the number of division would be given in the question. How comes 100? See, I'll tell you again one thing. One thing I tell you. When if you look at the circular scale, if you go to your school, just look at the go to your lab and look at the screw gauge. You will find that screw gauge has a reading like this: 0, then 1, 2, 3. Then we have some reading at the back side of the screw gauge. If you're looking from the front side, then from bottom we will have 95, 96, 97, 98, then 99. Now when it comes to 100, if 100 division is there, then the scale will repeat itself from 0. Okay, understand? When when say if the scale has 100 divisions, okay, so after 99 100 becomes 0. Yes, the scale will repeat itself in screw gauge. Okay, so after 99 we will not write 100, it would be 0. Then again it will repeat itself 0 to 100. So what happens when you rotate the scale completely? You have When you rotate the scale completely, again it will come back 0. So during that motion, during the complete rotation of the screw gauge, the, the circular scale would have traveled some distance on the reference line, and that distance will be your pitch of the instrument. Okay. Yes. Positive error. See, positive error. The way to find positive error is different. Means see, in 1 year scale, the method to find positive error is different. In screw gauge, it is different. I have told you both the example here. Okay, but uh, but one concept remains same, that the true value will be measured value minus positive error, and true value will be equal to measured value plus negative error. Negative error is always added to the measured value to get the exact value, and the positive error is always subtracted. Okay. No, no. Why you are finding difference between positive error and negative error? No. Instrument can either have positive error or it can have negative error. It cannot have both the errors at the same time. Any instrument can only have only one error. Okay. Either it can have positive error, it can have negative error. Yes, yes, yes. True reading will be equal to measured value, main scale reading plus circular scale reading plus positive error. Very good. That is correct. Okay. And if it is negative error is there, then it would be no, negative error formula is different. Measured value plus circular scale reading minus, no, no, you have done wrong. Okay. I'll tell you again. For positive error, we have to subtract. So the formula, so true value will be equal to measured value minus measured value plus circular scale reading minus positive error. On negative, it should be measured value plus circular scale minus negative error. Sorry, positive error. Positive error is always subtracted. Negative error is always added. Just remember this. Don't use your own brain. Okay. Whatever I am explaining, you just listen to that what I am telling you. Positive error is always subtracted, negative error is always added to the measured value. Now measured value will be equal to main scale reading plus circular scale reading. Okay, Jivita, that what I'm explaining you. When when you completely rotate the circular scale, when 99 reading will come. After 99, 100 should come. Okay, but instead of 100, we are writing a 0. Means it indicates that the scale has completed one rotation. Okay, so after 99 we will have 0. Then again the scale will repeat itself, 1 2 3, then again it will come to 99, then again 0. So after 99, 0. If 100 divisions are there, if 50 divisions are there, then 49, then 0. Okay, so for 50 division, 49, then 0. For 100 division, 99, then 0. Okay, main scale reading, you take your scale. Okay, now I will tell you, you have a scale, normal scale you are having. Just look at the normal scale. What is the value of one division? So if you look at the normal scale, just look at the normal scale. This is the normal scale we are having at your home. Okay, this will be 0 centimeter like this. Then we have 1 centimeter. This 1 centimeter, 0 centimeter is divided into 10 parts. So point 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you will look at this. One main scale division is how much minimum measurement can do. See, 0, then point 0.1 centimeter. Okay, so one main scale division is the, like if a scale is given, 50 centimeter scale, 15 centimeter scale is given to you. Just look at the one value, one division. That will be one main scale division. So if you have a scale, just look at that scale. You will find that in your scale, one main scale division is 1 millimeter. Okay. Okay, if the instrument, if circular scale has 100 division, 50 division will be there, 50 will be there, 51 will be there, 57 will be there, every value will be there. After 99, it will have 100 division. If only 50 divisions are there, means if a scale has 50 division only, then after 49 we will have 50, a 0. Okay, I told you about the true value. True value is the exact value. I told you true value is equal to measured value minus positive error. True value. Okay, wait, I'll tell you. Okay, pitch. Now pitch, see, pitch I will explain to you. See, I will explain the pitch. Wait. Now, just look at the circular scale like this. This was the circular scale. Okay, this is the circular scale. This is your reference line. Fine. This is the circular scale reading. Now, here somewhere it could be 0 here. 0 of the main scale. This is the 0 of the circular scale. Okay. Now, what do you understand by this figure? We understood one thing, that the studs, the stud, the stud are in contact. The full scale would be somewhat like this. There will be U shape like this. U shape figure would be there like this. Then we will have the stud like this. Okay. The studs are in contact. In this case, okay, the studs are in contact like this. Okay. Now, if I draw the scale, here somewhere some screw is there. Okay, now what we will do, we will rotate the screw. Now when you're rotating the screw, this circular scale will rotate, but there is a property of the circular scale, it will rotate also and it will move in the right side also. Both property it will have, it will rotate also, it will move on the right side also. So when you're rotating, the reading will change. First it will come at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now when you have a complete rotation, now if I take the circular scale, now if I take a circular scale which has 100 divisions, now here I have told you already, this scale has 100 divisions. 100 divisions. Okay, now what happens, what is pitch? So when you rotate this circular scale will move on the right side. So while it is moving, this circular scale will also move, rotate. So after one complete rotation, after one complete rotation, you'll again get the reading 0 here. Okay, this is the reading after you completely rotate the circular scale. Now you will see that this circular scale has moved some distance, say 0.01 1 centimeter on the main scale. Okay, so this from 0 it has moved to 0.1 centimeter. So this is the pitch of the instrument. So pitch is defined as the distance moved by the circular scale, the distance moved by the circular scale when one complete rotation of circular scale is done. Okay, so distance traveled by circular scale for one complete rotation of circular scale. So when you completely rotate the circular scale one time, how much it has moved on the main scale, that is the pitch. Now in the question, in some question they will give you the value of one main scale division. Okay, that is equal to pitch only. So value of one main scale division is the pitch only. Okay, fine. See, that is what I am telling you. If the pitch is not given to you, they will give you one main scale reading. See, every numerical is framed in such a way that you have to use your brain. Okay, if you don't want to use your brain, you cannot do the solve. You cannot do the numerical. You have to read the question properly. If the pitch is not given to us, then you have to understand pitch is the one main scale division of the one main scale division of the main scale. Okay, and if they told like this, that the question can be framed like this also, that when you completely rotate the circular scale one time, it has moved to 0.2 millimeter on the main scale, then that is the pitch. Okay, so if this statement is not given to us, this distance traveled by the circular scale for one complete rotation of circular scale, then you have to understand pitch as one main scale division on the main scale. Array, see, we have different type of instrument. In circular scale also, we can have 100 division also, we can have 50 also. So I'm not saying that if I mention that this instrument has 100 division, which means after 99 you will get 0. Okay. If I say that this instrument has 50 divisions, then after 49 you will get 0. Okay. In 100 division you will have 50 reading, no problem in that. Okay. It is not that only one instrument is given to us. We can have different type of instrument. Can have different divisions also. It can have a circular scale has can have 200 divisions also. There is possibility that we can have 200 divisions. Then in that case 199, then 0. Okay. See, I am basically following this NEET previous year question paper. Then I have CCAS material which I am doing. Then I have some other materials which I am doing, even NCRT. So I am using the material. So if you got, if you have this CCAS material, you try to solve CCAS material. Okay. Ha, your question is good. That no. See, NCRT and see, if I will teach you like this, you can do NCRT by yourself only. We don't need to solve NCRT. Okay, fine, fine, Santosh. It is not necessary that NCRT you have to do from yourself only. Okay, and if there's some doubt is there, then I will teach you. But CCAS material is very important for you to do. CCAS material, then NCRT, and then previous year NEET question. You will have the idea of uh, CCAS material. You will get it. Okay. CCAS material, I think you have to contact coordinator. You will get the CCAS material. Okay, Jivita, your question that you are telling me that if it is 50th division. Now, see, 50th division question has never been asked because 50th division, we cannot say it is negative error or positive error. Okay, so whenever 50th division will come, It will not never be asked in the problem first of all, because we cannot tell whether it is no not it is not a neutral first of all. It will not be neutral. Okay, if say 100 divisions are there in the circular scale and 50th is coinciding, so we cannot tell whether it is a positive error or negative error. Huh? It's likely if 50 is above the reference line, slightly it is above the reference line, then it will come under what? It will come under negative error. And if it is slightly below, it will come under positive error. But exactly 50, we cannot tell. See, that's what I'm saying. Na? That in NEET, the questions are asked from NCRT. So NCRT, we will do NCRT plus seekers material. That would be done by then. So seekers material is very important. So I think from school you will get the seekers material. Try to solve as many questions as possible. Okay. You won't understand anything if you don't practice by yourself. When you will practice, then only you will understand how much you have got what I am teaching you. Okay. So you need to practice more. You have to do NCRT. You have to do the seekers material. And some other reference book are there, like NEET, especially NEET books are there. That also you can buy for practice. Yes, in seekers material we will have chapter wise questions, even topic wise question, like error question is there. Then we will have a screw gauge. This 1 year skill questions will be there. Then uh, even topic wise questions are there. Need 30 or 2 years questions will also be there. Okay, if 60th division is there, 60th division means what? Uh, it is negative error, I think. 60th division means negative error. Okay. See, NCRT, see, whatever I'm teaching you, just see, I'm giving one strategy that you have to, whatever I'm teaching you, you go to NCRT and try to solve the questions. Okay. Try to solve the questions. And if you have doubt, you can ask me, yes, sir, I have doubt in NCRT, this question, then I will explain you in your class itself, or here I will explain to you. Okay. But you have to do NCRT plus seekers material. Okay. 60th division is positive error. See, 0 is above the reference line, then it is a negative error. Okay. So 60th division means what? 60th means negative error. It's not a positive error. Okay. 60th division is negative error, not positive error. Okay. Bakiza, I think SK sir will come. Sorry, 60th is negative error. Okay, wait. Let me slide 110. Wait, I'll tell you. See, wait. I did not think on this point. Wait. See, if 100 divisions are there, 60th division. 60th division means what? If it is wait, 68 will come as negative error. Correct. 68 will come as negative error. See, in that case of 100 divisions, okay, if it is below 50, it will come as positive error. Okay. If it is above 50, it is negative error. Okay. See how it is. How you can understand like this? Na? Negative 0 is above the reference line. Na? So it would be negative error. Okay. It will be negative. Fine. See, NEET, I'm telling you, NCRT is most important. Then we will have seekers material that you have to follow. And then we will have one more. We have one. You can buy some book of. You can buy some book like this MTG book is available. Okay, NEET MTG book is there. So more you practice on my subject, more more you will get better. Okay. For 100 division, if it is below 50, it is positive error, above 50, negative error. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly 50 will not be asked to you. Okay. If 50th division is there, then above 25 is negative, below 25 is positive. Very good. If you bought Onion book, that is fine. You should follow one book only. Okay. Electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. See, it is in class 12, but I will explain you something about electrostatic force. Like if we have two charged particles, okay. If the two charged particles, say Q1 and Q2, they are placed at some distance r, then the force between these 2 point charges are known as electrostatic force. Okay. Electrostatic force is the force between the 2 point charges separated by some distance. See, any book you can buy. MTG book is available to you. Arient is available. NLS is available. Just go for any book which is, I think MTG is better book. Arient publication is also better book. Okay, but buy only one book. Don't buy 2 or 3. Okay. Permeability, permeability and torque. Torque I explained to you. Permeability is, see, these are the 12 topic. Okay, so you will not understand. That is what I'm not explaining you permeability. Okay, fine. Some topics are for 12. You will understand after some time. Okay? So don't worry about that. See, the question will be framed by the teacher. They can take the question from some reference book also. Fine. Okay. Charge dimension formula. Okay, dimensional formula of charge. Charge is what? Current I is equal to Q by T. Current I equal to Q by T. The dimensional formula of charge current is ampere, time is T, so it is 80. The charge is 80. Okay. Total division is always even. It is always even like this one. AIPMT means all India pre-medical test examination. Random errors, see, random errors, like random errors are those errors which we cannot predict, which we cannot find. Okay, random errors are those errors which we cannot find. Okay, like when you are doing experimental, temperature of the atmosphere changes, or some external factor changes, like wind will come. Okay, so these all are the factors which is responsible, which we cannot calculate. Okay, so the error which we cannot calculate is random errors. Random errors. Okay, the error because which cannot the error which we cannot calculate is the random errors. Okay, now how to remove the random errors? The random error is removed by the random error is removed by performing the experiment number of times. So when you perform number of time experiment, you are removing the random errors or we are minimizing the random errors. Okay, fine. Okay, parallax method. Wait, parallax method. I told you about parallax method. I think. Okay, where was the parallax method? Wait. See, like see, like if I have to find a distance between the sun and the earth or the earth and the moon, for that we have to observe the moon with the help of telescope. So parallax method says that, see, parallax method says that, like if you think one point, If you studied the first chapter, I told you about the arc length, theta. What was arc length theta? Sorry, what was theta? Theta was the arc length AB by radius. This was the theta. Okay. Now, if the object is very, very far away from us, okay, the arc arc will behave like a straight line. Okay. So if you think on this point, this angle is theta. Okay. Now, if this BC is very, very far away from A, then this arc will remain like a straight line, like a straight line. So if it is like a straight line, we can use the formula of arc theta. Theta is equal to arc length, that is BC, by radius, that is D. Okay, so we can get the value of theta here. Okay, fine. So theta we can easily measure by rotating the telescope. We can get the theta. BC is the diameter of the earth and RD is the distance between them. So from here we can get the value of distance from earth and moon. Okay, this is the parallax method. No, least count error and random error are not same. Least count error we can calculate. It will come under systematic error. Okay, least count error we can calculate. And least count is not an error itself. Means in the calibration, in in the calibration of the scale itself, we cannot calibrate centimeter scale more than 1 millimeter. So it is an error in the instrument. Okay, random errors are different type of errors. Okay, fine. I hope your doubts has been clear. Division multiplication. See, wait. For significant figures, see, when that, like, I will give you one example itself, like 23.24 added with 2.1. So when you add, what answer you get? You get 25 point, I think 34. Okay, when you add 23.24 with 2.1, you are getting 25.34. Now this is the answer which we get from adding. Now the rule for addition and subtraction is that we have to look at the minimum significant figures after decimal. So if you look at this first digit, what is the significant figures after decimal? That is 2, and here it is 1. So we have to look at the minimum significant figure. Minimum significant figure is 1, which means the answer should be rounded off to 1. So answer here should be 25.3. Okay, fine. It is a rule for addition and subtraction. Okay, it is the rule for addition and subtraction. Okay, for multiplication, like 2.5 into 3.14. Okay, you multiply, you'll get some answer. Okay, and 2.5 into 3.14. Wait, 2.5 into 3.14. You're getting the answer as 7.85. Now, the rule for multiplication division is that you have to look at the minimum significant figures. So, in this case, in the first case, what is the significant figures? 2. Here it is 3. So, answer should be rounded off to minimum significant figure. So, answer here should be rounded off to minimum significant figure, that would be 7.8. That is 2. Okay. So, that is the rule for multiplication and addition. Okay. So, I think time is up. Okay, I hope your doubt is being clear. Yes, you can say like that. Least count error is the category of not random error. Least count error cannot become under random error. It will come under systematic error. Okay. No, if it is five, then you have to look at this number. If it is even, then we don't have to add anything. If it is odd, then we have to add one. Okay, fine. A book is not wrong. They are explaining you in different ways. I'm just telling you that, as per my understanding, least count error cannot come under random errors. It will be under systematic error because it is the instrument problem. It is not the problem of any other external environment. Okay, fine. Don't think book is wrong. The book want to say something else. Okay. Your number is 9467 608 237. Okay. Okay. Thank you all.